guys, welcome back to Shelf Life Extension. I'm Alexis, and do you guys want to talk about movies today? Because I totally want to talk about movies today. So for a while, I've been wanting to do a bit more with my channel, just so it doesn't kind of get into that same kind of formula where I'm doing the same things kind of over and over. And I've always wanted to talk about other things besides books on my channel, mainly particularly movies, obviously anime, which I did do that one video a while back about anime, but I honestly haven't been watching a lot of anime or reading a lot of manga lately, so I don't have more to really recommend or talk about yet, but I definitely want to start doing that. And then of course I want to talk about movies, I want to talk about TV shows, I want to talk about just all the other things in my life that I enjoy, and then I know a lot of you guys enjoy as well, so you know, why not? I figured to do a nice little segue into movies. I'll talk about my favorite book to movie adaptations. Now I have a nice pile here, nice pile. So I'm going to talk about each of them a little bit. Obviously, I'll, you know, maybe do a little synopsis of what's going on, why I like it, and so hopefully if you haven't watched any of these or read any of the books, or you have read the books but you haven't watched the movies, then it'll give you some interesting ideas to maybe pursue in the future. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So first, I'm gonna talk about Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This is the book. This is beautiful. It's relatively short. It's a cute little fantasy book, obviously by Neil Gaiman. I haven't read this in a very, very long time, and I've watched the movie multiple times since I've read this book, and I love the movie on its own, so I can't necessarily tell you what the differences are or like what they changed outside of the obvious things, because I haven't read this in so long, and I do plan on rereading this again. That way I could probably give you more details. I might do a separate video talking about this more in depth. But anyways, yes, so here's the book and now here's the movie. I love this movie, one, because it's an all-star cast, two, because I really love the actor they chose to play Tristan, and that is Charlie Cox. And if you are in the loop, you would know that in the new Daredevil series, Charlie Cox is Daredevil, and ovaries exploded. But I love this movie. It's so much fun, it's so cute, and it's just a little fun fantasy movie. As far as I can remember, it follows the book relatively well. I know they changed Tristan's name. In the book it's Tristran with an extra R, and in the movie it's just Tristan, which hey, that's not a big deal. So that's like the most obvious thing that I can remember that they changed. Yeah, but otherwise I really, really love this movie. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I highly suggest it, even if you haven't read the book, because it's so much fun, it's so cute, and yeah, I just absolutely love it. So there's that. If you don't remember me talking about Stardust before on my channel, it's about Tristan, who tries to catch a falling star for his beloved Victoria, but he finds out that the star is actually a woman, and it follows kind of like their journey back as he tries to take her to Victoria and what happens in between, and it's so much fun, it's super cute, and I love it. Next is gonna be Twilight, which you guys might be surprised by this. I actually don't have the book on me. Shelby doesn't even have it either, but you know, I have to laugh about this because one, the movie kind of sucks, but also the book relatively kind of sucks in my opinion anyway, so suck equals suck and hello. And plus, Catherine Hardwicke, the director, I just think she's not that great of a director. I don't like the choices she makes in really any of her movies. So yeah, there's not much you could expect, but for the most part, as a strict book to movie adaptation, it did follow the book well, it did hit up all the good points, it included most of the characters and all the main plots, and it tied up exactly as the book does. It's straight up book in movie, so yeah, there's that. I'm gonna stop talking about it now because, yeah, although it's not my favorite and I don't necessarily like it, as a book to movie, straight up, it was done well. Next is gonna be Jurassic Park, which was written by Michael Crichton, yes, and turned into a movie. Obviously, this is a very, very popular movie. Everybody knows this movie. If you don't know this movie, then I can't handle you. This is honestly one of my all-time favorite movies ever, which I'm gonna actually make another video for that, so look out for that. But as a book to movie adaptation, I really, really love it because I personally love this movie more than I love the book. Because surprisingly, if you haven't read these books, this movie kind of incorporates both what happens in the novel of Jurassic Park as well as Jurassic World, which is the second book, and I think that the choices that they made for this movie were really smart. Overall, I heard that Michael Crichton did write the screenplay for this movie, so for him to not only write the original material, but to be smart enough to know what choices to make, what to add, what to not add, you know, and what to take out altogether, change altogether for the movie was absolutely brilliant. I love this movie, it's amazing. Yes, Honestly, if you've never even read the books, but you've seen this movie and you love this movie, I'd say you don't have to read the books, because I loved this movie for so long and then I never read the books until a couple years ago. And honestly, I just prefer the movie. Not saying that this material is bad or anything, but hey, I like the movie better. Hey, and are you guys excited for Jurassic World? Whoa, wait. Yeah, new one is Jurassic World. The Lost World was the second book. I mixed that up there. I'm sure you guys caught that. But are you guys excited? I'm super excited. I'm gonna try and do a midnight showing of that one if I can. I wanna see it, I'm so ready. Next is gonna be Interview with the Vampire. I actually don't own this book. My sister did. I'm pretty sure actually we have this at my parents' house in a big bind up. I'm pretty sure. It's at home. But yeah, otherwise, I love this movie. I love everything about this movie. I love the actors in this movie, and hey, I don't like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise can honestly just go like suck a dick. Ooh, my goodness. But I hate him, but I love him in this video. He makes the perfect Lestat. So hey, points for him. This is a great movie, a great book, if you can actually sit through it, because like I said with my past video, Anne Rice has a very distinct voice and distinct style to her writing, but it works well when it comes to vampires because you can understand vampirism. These vampires have been alive for centuries, so they can talk the way that she writes, and it works really well. Love the book, love the movie, it's great. If you've never read the book or seen this movie, so it's about Louis. He is a vampire who is telling his life story to a reporter, and pretty much the entire movie in the book is just him talking about his life, how he became a vampire, how Lestat turned him into a vampire, and how it all kind of went crazy from there. And it's good stuff. It's a great movie, great book. Yeah. Next is The Maze Runner, originally written by James Dashner and stars Dylan O'Brien, who is a cutie patootie. I love him. Otherwise, I watched the movie first, read the book right after I got out of the theater watching this. The book's relatively okay, but I love, just like with Jurassic Park, the changes that they made for the movie. I think this movie is so much better than the novel. I think it was appropriate for them to age him up. I think it was appropriate for them to get rid of the whole mind thing that happens. Sorry, spoiler if you haven't read this, but where have you been? And I think it was really smart of them to kind of change the griever hole kind of scenario. If you've read or watched the movie, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But I just think overall they made really smart choices about this movie. It did follow most of the important plot points and events and moments that were within the book and kept all the main characters in there. And I think it was just a great book to movie adaptation. I actually don't really like the books, especially after the second book. So I am super excited to see what they do with the second movie when it comes out later this year, because if they did anything like they did with this first movie, I have high hopes for that second movie to be just as well done, and I'll probably prefer it better than the book. So yeah, now here is a big one, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Oh my gosh, like how beat up this thing is. Yes, obviously I just read this again last month, and you guys know that I don't really care for the book. I mean, whatever. I love it. It's Harry Potter. How can you not love Harry Potter? But as a book, didn't have much. And knowing what they did with this movie, I can't help but absolutely love the movie compared to the book, because they added so much more. There was so much more emotional draw, so much more detail to the setting and to the characters, and overall gives you a better sense of awe and wonder as these kids are going into this fantastic world where they've never been, especially from Harry, who's never known anything about the Wizarding World or Hogwarts. This is such a fantastic movie. Fan-freaking-tastic. And I love it. Absolutely amazing. And I want to watch it again. I might do that. Next is gonna be Inkheart, and I actually don't own this book because I remember reading Inkheart in middle school. Yep, that was middle school. My friend Mackenzie had the books and let me borrow them, and this actually, from what I could remember what happened in the books, when this movie came out, I was actually really happy with the movie. Plus, you guys, it's Brendan Fraser, and if you guys didn't know, Brendan Fraser is from Seattle. And fun fact, my sister's friend Becky went to some teacher's retirement party this past couple weeks ago, and he was there. He was there, and she got to take pictures with him and talk to him and stuff, and it was super exciting, and I was third party jealous. If you haven't read this book or seen this movie, this follows the story of a father and daughter and their relationship and their adventures. So Mo has the power, when he reads a story, he can bring those characters to life. Literally, they come out of the novel and become real. And so what happens is that his daughter turns out to have that same power. And what happens is there's a third party who has that same power as well, who pulls these evil villainous characters into the world, and they have to figure out who this person was, how to get these characters back into the books and stop messing around with their world and their, you know, messing everything up. It's actually really fun. It has Paul Bettany in it, it has Brendan Fraser, it has a lot of pretty popular stars, and it's a really fun, cute movie. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this one. Next is gonna be The Host by Stephenie Meyer. I actually really like this movie, mainly because I really like the actor choices that they picked. I really love Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse, that's how you say her name. I love Saoirse Ronan. She is, I think, an amazing actress, and I think she did such a good job. Although I will say the accenting, yeah, they did bad with that. They should have just got rid of the accent, or they should have taught her how to do that accent a lot better, because sometimes the accent was there and sometimes it wasn't, and it was really off-putting and annoying. But overall, I think that as a movie, it did really well. I think it followed the story, it hit all the plot points that it needed to hit, and I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it's just a good one. It's a goodie. I think it was a success. Next is The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. Everybody knows Hunger Games. It's all good and stuff. I think, yeah, as a movie, it did really well. I think they could have done a lot more as far as the political aspect and overall the aesthetic of what was kind of going on. I think they kind of toned it down a lot, considering it is a young adult novel and they were making it for a movie, so, you know, hey. But I think they really could have pushed the envelope on this one a bit more. But overall, I think it was a really good adaptation. I think it did really well. I think all the characters were portrayed just as they are in the books. I think overall they did really good at just bringing the story to life. Yeah, there's really not a lot that I have to say about it besides, like, it's good. On point. Though, one thing I was upset with was when they got rid of Megan, or Maggie, whatever the girl, you know, the girl from the Capitol, the one who she gives like strawberries to or whatever, the one who actually gives Katniss the pin. Like, in the later books, she is kind of a big deal. Hey, they made it work, but I remember when I watched this, that was something that I was kind of upset about. But, oh well, in hindsight, compared to the rest, with all the rest of the books, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's a good one. I like this. Lastly, we're gonna talk about Troy. Woo! Troy follows the story of the Iliad, and yeah, I mean, what's there to really say? If you haven't watched this movie, this is a great movie. I remember I've watched this multiple times. One, because I had a Greek mythology section in my sophomore year of high school. That's when I read this. We also watched the movie and compared and stuff, and I think, honestly, this is a great adaptation to what the story is. It brings this to life in a way that a lot of people can relate to and understand and enjoy. And of course, it's Brad frickin' Pitt as Achilles, which is just perfect, and Eric Bana and Orlando Bloom. You know, it's great. It's a great movie. It's done well. It's won a lot of awards, and it's perfect. It hits everything. It hits all the important points, and it's just a great adaptation. Okay guys, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to comment down below your favorite book to movie adaptations or suggestions, and yeah, and all the good stuff. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to Shelf Life Extension. I'm Alexis, and do you guys want to talk about books today? Because I totally want to talk about what? Movies, not books. Of course I'm talking about books.
Hey guys, welcome back to Shelf Life. Oh my god. It's about